In the early hours of this morning, the news embargo was lifted on a press release from the House of Lords Built Environment Committee. That press release claims that young people not only care deeply about the places around them, but they also have much to contribute to shaping them. The statement goes on to say that the systems that educate young people, engage with them, and listen to them remain fragmented and uneven. Quelle surprise. So what was their proposed solution? How do they plan to attract, inspire, and retain the next generation of demolition and construction professionals? Are they going to insist upon the reintroduction of vocational skills at school level and a move away from the everyone must go to university mantra? Are they suggesting a national academy to take the brightest and the most practical young people and to fast track them into the industry? Are they going to work with demolition and construction companies to help them engage with and inspire young people from their local communities? Are they going to take a more pragmatic stance on industry exhibitions and events that currently prohibit children from attending? The answer, in each instance, is no. They're doing none of those things. In fact, if the press statement is anything to go by, none of those seemingly sensible ideas was ever even on the table. So how then do they plan to address this deep and worsening skills crisis? They want to encourage children to play video games like Minecraft, The Sims, or Assassin's Creed, which are increasingly, apparently, young people's first introduction into the themes of world building, construction and design, and have become a pathway into the wider built environment sector. Right. We'll get into the meat of all this in just a second, but permit me, if you will, to point out what I believe to be a fundamental flaw in this cunning plan. Mario Kart is one of the most popular video games in history. More than 70 million copies of Mario Kart 8 were sold around the world. And yet we only have one Lewis Hamilton, one Lando Norris. Call of Duty allows people to live out their military fantasies, shooting up and blowing up everything from Nazis and commies to terrorists and zombies. Has that swollen the queues at the Army, Navy, and Air Force recruitment offices? And forgive me for being churlish here, but has anyone considered these 2 points? If a kid is really good at Minecraft, the chances are that their career path will take them into computer coding rather than onto a dirty demolition site. And also, we've had Lego for decades. Actual, physical, tactile building blocks. That's done nothing to solve our skill shortage. So why are we expecting a digital version to suddenly fix the problem? We've been down this road before. For more than a decade, the sector's been highlighting the similarities between controlling a character or a vehicle using a gaming controller and operating an excavator. It's a good story, and it's kind of rooted in truth. It also helps the industry feel down with the kids. But it's done nothing to turn the heads of modern youth. And yet here we are again. There is, it seems, a significant disconnect between what young people do on their computers and games consoles and what they then choose to do as a career. But the bigger and broader issue is this. Some of the most powerful people in the land have looked at the UK construction skill shortage and they've abdicated responsibility for fixing it to the parents of children who like video games. That's not a fix. That's not even a sticking plaster. It's an edict handed down from an ivory tower by a bunch of individuals who have likely never set foot on a demolition or construction site and who have probably never played a video game either. And one of the things they failed to grasp here is that the job market is a competition for talent. While tech companies offer young people air-conditioned offices, subsidised restaurants and a cool-sounding job title, demolition and construction companies come with any luck, you won't be killed. This problem is not a novelty. This sector has been mired in a skills crisis for as long as any of us can remember. And there's always someone else to blame. Contractors blame the schools for failing to focus on vocational skills. The schools blame the government for its insistence upon university education for all, even for those who aren't even remotely academically minded. And now the government, well, the House of Lords, wants to offload this onto parents, encouraging them to sign up to a Minecraft server and hope that little Johnny picks it up and runs with it. Ultimately, this latest plan from the House of Lords merely underlines the marked disconnect between the powers that be and those that live and breathe this every single day. So fine, feel free, go ahead and encourage children to play creative and constructive video games. But if you think that's going to solve the construction skills crisis, you're even more detached from the real world than those playing Assassin's Creed.